first CineBeards episode of 2018. I nearly said 2019.
Wow.
Because I know how time works.
Apparently not.
You can see the future.
I can see the future.
You're still alive next year! Unless Marcus and I are dead.
That can't be.
Okay, I'm your host, Jason Musicant.
Hi, Jason.
With me, as always, are Dion van Heerden
That's me.
and Marcus Kneef.
Words.
Wise words.
But no, just words.
Yeah, just words. They don't need to be wise anymore.
Get over yourself,
It's
Jason.
2018. Trump's been president for a full year in the States. We can say whatever we want.
Bums.
Yeah.
Okay, today we're going to be looking at the news.
News.
I'm glad you looked at the news because I have been...
I've also just been so out of touch.
Yeah, I've just been playing video games.
Me too.
Me too.
Outstanding. God, we should really just do video game podcasts, shouldn't we?
We should.
These
I mean,
movies
I'd have,
these
I'd have
movies are so
something to talk about.
these movies are so inconvenient, getting in the way of our gaming.
Right?
Right. I mean, having to take out 2 hours every so often to watch a film. Such a schlep.
2 hours?
Sometimes
How am I supposed to
2.5.
finish Blade Runner 2049 in 2 hours?
You
You watch
it.
at a 1.5% speed. Well,
Yeah.
1 by 5. 50% faster.
Yeah, 1.5. You're right.
1.5,
You're right.
Yeah.
I can't math anymore.
Crystal math.
Alright, so just an interesting little thing from last year. UK's box office.
Yeah.
Like, it pulled in a fair amount of money, of which around 20% was just Disney. For the entire year, Disney released 6 movies and equated for 20% of the UK's box office sales.
Wow.
Well, I mean, Disney has been ruling the box office for a couple of years now.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
just...
But I
just
mean,
if
yeah,
you look
Like,
worldwide.
it's not news,
From
it's just an
6
interesting little
films.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Disney? Disney can eat a bag of money.
They do!
They do.
Often!
I mean, it's not their fault they know how to release movies that people want to repeat watch.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like they know what they're doing.
Right?
And that's what I just hate about them.
Okay,
So 20% of the UK box office, you said the whole UK,
UK box office, yeah.
was Disney from 6 films. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was, if I've got it here,
It would have been Beauty and the Beast, the Marvel films.
£265.1 million in the UK.
So the UK brought in just over £1 billion
A little bit over $1 billion, yeah.
for their box office.
Yeah,
That's
the
not
year.
bad money either.
No. Right, it's not bad money, but that's just insane that Disney takes up 20% of that.
That is ridiculous. Love it.
Okay, but onto actual news, things that we missed. Here's something that's pretty obvious, but that we're all going to be excited about. John Williams is coming back for episode 9.
Really?
What?
I did not expect that.
Me neither.
Who saw that coming?
I'm actually being sarcastic. I knew
Yeah,
that was
I mean-
happening. Yeah, I think Marcus too.
Yeah.
Jason, you need to stop being so gullible.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
should,
the
but,
man,
like,
I mean, to be fair, John Williams is already, what,
85.
85, 86 now?
Yeah.
I believe Dion said 85, Marcus.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need to calm down, Marcus. I said 85.
Guys, we're really
I'm calm.
we're really abrasive this year. I don't know why. I feel like there should be more love.
I blame 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
broke
made
Fuck
me
that guy.
No, 2017 made me a misanthrope because there were so many good video games to play.
Yeah, and a lot of good films.
Yeah. Like, I didn't have to talk to people
Yeah, it was
much.
great. Look, 2017 was basically a shit year for the world, but it gave you a lot of good ways to escape from it.
I sense a conspiracy theory brewing. Disney got Trump elected.
Disney's putting chemtrails in the air.
Damn it, Disney. I trusted you.
You did?
No.
I was about to say.
We're not trying to be abrasive. But no, it is something you have to consider with John Williams' age. I mean...
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I think it's one of those things that he will do it unless physically incapacitated.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he's doing the theme for Solo, which is good.
It is good.
And it's another John doing the rest of the soundtrack, John Powell. So,
Yes.
you know, we're in good hands.
Speaking of Solo, by the way, everyone's favorite talking point, reshoots.
Again.
Solo's gone into reshoots, stretching on into early Feb, but they haven't pushed the release date back at all.
Yeah, this kind of thing is worrying, but then I remember how X-Men First Class came about, where I think they didn't have a script like a year before the film came out. Like,
Yeah.
it was just, it was nuts. These things, they can be done.
The first Iron Man famously was being written while they were on set.
Famously, he said to Dion, who was hearing this the first time.
Did you know that?
Nope.
Like
That's
Favreau and
I mean, rewriting. I mean, that's is the norm. But I mean,
Yeah.
were they like literally plotting it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
while they were in production.
Jeez.
Like, they
Because I know something like, you know, Lord of the Rings or whatever. Like the cast would get new like revised scripts like several times a day and have to relearn lines like multiple times a day.
Yeah.
But that's something else.
They got a whole new Aragorn, never mind new scripts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I still feel oddly optimistic about Solo. I think if they'd pushed the release date, I'd probably be more worried.
Look, if they're not pushing the release date, I just assume that the things they're doing the reshoots for aren't special effects heavy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume it's some B-roll footage that they need
And
to
also
reshoot.
remember with the way they do compositing and so on, like a lot of the special effects can already be mostly done. It's the action gets overlaid and then it's sort of they get composited in, you know, the lighting matched and all that sort of thing.
Well, apparently
So
it's a few of the same scenes that they did reshoots for last time.
It also it does
So the whole
actually
movie-
make sense because essentially, I mean, they reshot the whole film.
Yeah.
So that was kind of Ron Howard's shooting of the film.
Yes.
And now it's Ron Howard's
Reshoots.
And it also makes sense that that they would have to do reshoots on those reshoots if they weren't sort of supplementary. They were the basis of what was essentially largely a new film.
Yeah.
And apparently they've been adding characters and all sorts of things. So
Yeah, there's
Fleshing
been
it
a
out.
lot of fleshing out and a lot of
they would
polishing
probably be gaps that they didn't foresee where maybe they thought they could use Lord and Miller's footage and found they couldn't, where things maybe just didn't gel quite right. But as for special effects, I wouldn't worry because a lot of that would literally, you know, I mean, if you've sort of created a digital set and you've created all the detail and everything, compositing the actors, though, obviously it's not trivial, it's not the time consuming
Look,
part of it.
ILM knows what they're doing.
Yeah, they can really, like, they can do all the special effects shot, and then if they have to replace the actor in there with an alternate take or an alternate actor or something, that's not the hard part. The hard part was creating that digital set.
If only WB knew that while they were making Justice League.
Now I know why I'm so tired this year.
Well, let's start this year off then as well that way. Going into Justice League things, apparently the stuntman who was the stunt double for Ben Affleck and
Yeah.
Batman, he says there does exist a coherent Snyder cut of the film out there.
Why would a stuntman know that?
Yeah.
That seems like privileged information to me.
I don't know, man. He tweeted it out.
I take that with a big pinch of salt, to be honest. And also, a coherent Snyder cut feels like a stretch.
Yeah, it just feels
It
like
feels a little
what,
bit
what
like
do you
an
call that
oxymoron.
when something yeah, that's the word.
An oxymoron.
Yeah, there might have been a film which was sort of like mostly his original vision and all that sort of thing, but that doesn't make that cut coherent or good.
Well, the thing is, apparently, this mythical Snyder cut that does exist, it does still feature shots and scenes from Whedon's direction.
Look, they're not going to release a Snyder cut, so
No, demand is pretty high, and Warner Brothers is pretty desperate.
No, if anyone was going to do that, it would be Warner Brothers. The only reason they wouldn't do it is if it in some way messes up a continuity that they want to play into.
Yeah, WB likes to double dip.
I just think they wouldn't.
Only double.
I just think, considering the performance of Justice League at the box office, I don't think they would invest that extra money.
Because they would necessarily have to be more special effect shots done.
Exactly. Like it would cost money to take all that footage, even if all of that footage, like best case scenario is 99% complete and they just need to re-edit, that's still a sizable amount of money to get that re-edited.
And there's also, I think they'd probably play into that idea that a Snyder Cut. I doubt they'd ever sort of go all out and say like, no, this is all bullshit, because that kind of keeps like fan hopes alive. It's misdirection, you know. Fan didn't like the film, but there is this mythical, the true cut that exists somewhere.
It's like
and the poor film was done wrong by the studio.
It's like what happened with Event Horizon.
Yeah.
You remember there was a lot of really dark and disturbing footage shot for Event Horizon, and then famously a lot of it got taken out. And this original director's cut is also has this like mythical standing about it, and we've only seen bits and bobs through leaks from people like ripping from VHSs stolen from the studio type deal. Like we have a vague idea of what it was.
Yeah, people, it does make sense, but I do agree as well that if the film was a bigger success, there'd be a better chance.
If it made BVS money, then yes, they would say, you know what? As a treat, here is the Zack Snyder cut.
No, it would be part of the third. They would do the normal Blu-ray release, then they do the extended Blu-ray release, and then they do
two
the special
director's cuts.
Yeah, then they do the special edition with the 2 or 3 different cuts.
Yeah,
they would triple dip if they felt there was money there.
Yeah, it did fall very short of BVS, about $200,000.
200,000, wow!
But they got over that
200,000 or 200 million?
200 million. Yeah, that's the way.
I was just about to say.
Fuck off, guys.
You seem you seemed really confident about that number as well.
Hey man, look.
Also, hold on, didn't WB just appoint a new head of creative for DC?
Yes,
yes,
it's the guy
Toby
that,
Emmerich.
Yeah, there's the guy who was the producer, I think, on It and The Conjuring.
Yeah,
was brought in to head up the DCE films and work closely with Jeff Johns. Which is, I mean, that's a good.
Yeah, I read about that because I mean, obviously that guy knows how to make crowd-pleasing movies.
Yeah,
in genre, which is what they sorely need on that side of business.
They need that, and apparently he really impressed them with a lot of the pre-production work that he did on Shazam. So yeah, I think that sounds good. Yeah, as long as they're being proactive.
Yeah, so long as they still keep trying, because damn it, they can make good DC movies.
Of course,
well, I know they can. They just
got some of the best comics in the world. Like it's just a question of they need to stop being their own worst enemies.
And they've got a stable of great in-house creatives. They've got Jeff Johns there. I mean,
yeah, no, they just need to give him his balls back.
Yeah.
What's the next piece of news, Yason?
It looks like things are actually moving forward on the Black Widow solo movie.
Yes, I read that. They recruited a writer.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I
Jack
think
Schaefer.
I just avoid. I got so used to articles about that just being speculative and clickbaity that I just stopped clicking anything.
Yes, I understand. No, but what I find interesting is this was announced like, it feels like 2 minutes after that Red Sparrow trailer came out, which is a Jennifer Lawrence fronted female spy action thriller.
Another female spy in a blonde wig.
Yes.
Yay.
But also, having watched that trailer, it just feels like, and we'll get back to the writer now, it feels like these were people that were tired of waiting for a Black Widow movie, so they just went and made a Black Widow movie and just renamed it Red Sparrow.
That's cool. Yeah?
Yeah, so this guy, Jack Schaefer, who's writing it.
All right.
Any relation to Tim?
No, different spelling of the surname.
To Tim Bothner.
Tim Schafer.
I know. I assumed from context.
Fantastic.
Guys, stop being so mean to each other. Come on.
Fuck you, Jason. Fuck you. I wish you were dead.
No, be mean to each other, not me.
This is our new dynamic, Jason. Roll with it.
So this guy, this Tim Schafer, the video game guy.
Yeah. He's written such prolific things as Mr. Starsh.
I remember that one.
Which is a short
Great
film
classic.
from 2011.
That great short film from 2010, 2011. Yeah.
And that Critical
It
Darling.
was on the 2010 festival circuit.
Ah, all right, yeah.
and
That's like I always get that confused myself.
Yeah, Mr. Stash. Yeah?
Mrs. Arch. And the Critical Darling, Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's that one
was
that
pulled
everybody
from the front.
loved.
Yeah.
Because they were all like, everyone went to watch that, and then they got really mad because Coco happened.
And then they had to split
afterwards.
the two. Because
Yeah, they had
people
to
were
split it
getting
'cause everyone
so
was just
upset about
like-
having to watch Coco afterwards.
Yeah, having to watch
right?
2 hours of Coco after just a brief, full episode length, quote, short film, unquote, before it.
Yeah, so they're definitely like not phoning it in with this Black Widow film.
Definitely.
They're getting the best of the best, most tried and tested, and like old hand, like people who know what they're doing.
For sure, for sure. That being
The
said,
directors and stuff they usually get on.
Yeah, that being said, I mean, like, Stephen McFeely and Christopher Marcus, who've been writing a lot of these, of the Marvel movies. They wrote some of the good ones, like, I know they wrote Winter Soldier for the Russos, and Civil War, and I believe they also wrote Thor the Dark World, you know, the weaker one of the three. But before they wrote for Marvel, they didn't really do anything.
yeah, I was gonna say this may very well be. I've learned with them not to trust the people's sort of filmography or anything like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. This was
Because-
just a little bit of fun.
Yeah, because he might very well just be the person that stepped up and is championing this film.
I
you
mean,
know?
maybe
He's like,
he's
I know
got
how
like,
to do this.
Yeah, maybe he's got like the best possible idea for a
Well,
Black Widow
look,
movie.
Yeah, because the thing is,
Make one. Make one.
Yeah, that idea.
That's
He's got
that's
that
a
one.
pretty good idea.
That is that. Why didn't we sell this?
Oh man, we should have gone to them.
Oh, we should have optioned Black Widow years ago.
He just hands over a thick sheaf of papers and he's like, I finally know what to do with the Black Widow film. And they're like, oh my goodness, it's impossible, it can't be. And then they just open it to page 1 and it just says, make it. And they're like, whoa! Kevin Feige just starts weeping uncontrollably.
I would have like been a little more theatrical about it. Just put a little PTO at the bottom of each page, and just on the last one, you know, build suspense.
Yeah, oh.
Where's this going? I don't know.
Best treatment ever.
Yeah, but obviously they brought in a lot of people who gave their pitches and things like that, like they do for the directors.
Yeah.
Like they don't just approach the directors and say, "Hey, do this."
Yeah.
They're like, "We're looking for somebody to do this. Give us your best."
No, I mean, remember Waititi had to pitch for Ragnarok,
Yeah.
which I just wish I could have been there. Because reading about it, it seems like he just walked in, started playing Led Zeppelin, and said, I want to make a movie. And they were like, okay.
Here is $200 million.
$1 million. You can have a Thor movie. Go nuts.
It's like, which one? Like, let's look through Thor. Yeah, those haven't been very good so far. We have a third one open. You want that? Like, okay, fine, I'll make do. Hey, man, I want to make a Thor movie.
You're pretty good at that.
Hey man, it's me, Korg.
It's me, Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
So,
So finally, Black Widow movie is moving forward, and it's no longer just a room in the ether until eventually this writer is fired, and then it's back into the void again.
Well, or this writer is fired, and they bring on a heavy hitter because the project's looking promising.
yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes the route of Gambit, which has now once again lost its director. So
Really,
Good segue.
What
Yep.
worries me a little about the Black Widow film, in all seriousness, is
circumvented.
is Scarlett Johansson. Just because I've never enjoyed her really as Black Widow.
There's apparently one
Iron...
movie that I haven't seen, something about skin, where she plays an alien.
No, not her in general. I'm saying her as Black Widow
Widow.
specifically. That's just never felt right to me. Like she's never felt like. It's almost a little like I felt a little bit of that with Nick Fury as well, where characters are described as being a certain way by other characters,
But they don't.
but it never really comes across. So, but especially with Black Widow, and it's just it just worries me because they basically have to, for the sake of continuity, if they're going to do like an earlier film, like a prequel one or whatever, they're going to have to stick with the portrayal that they currently have.
Well, unless
they
go,
recast,
unless they go like way back prequel and do a recasting, which I think would be a better idea.
Yeah. I don't know how well people would take to it,
Yeah,
but
people would be up in arms.
Yeah, because people want a ScarJo Black Widow movie. But, you know, here's the thing. Avengers 4 still needs to happen long before Black Widow movie comes out. And we don't even know what's going to happen in that.
What they could really do is they could fill in the gaps between films. I mean, they could have a film focusing on what happened after Civil War. I mean, you know, her going and doing some sort of crazy espionage shit that suddenly makes the character awesome, like Thor Ragnarok.
I've got an idea. What's the writer's name of Black
Jack Schaefer.
Jack Schaefer. If you're listening, you can buy this idea off me.
Alright.
Okay,
Don't just give it to him. Trademark it first.
I'm gonna trademark. It's trademarked me.
Verbal trademark.
Verbal trademark. This is how it works. So. This is predisposed on the Disney Fox acquisition going through. Right. So this would also take place. This would also like be released. I'm thinking earliest like 2024 type deal. Right. You can still have ScarJo to keep the fanboys happy, and use maybe a bit of de-aging trickery.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking you place this one in the late 90s after the events of Captain Marvel.
That's a little more than a bit of de-aging, but continue.
Yeah. Well, Black Widow is one of those characters, in the comics at least, she does have some form of super soldier serum that keeps her young.
She's like 80 years old or something in the comics.
Yeah, no, I'm talking more... I suppose. Okay. I'm talking more about Scarlett Johansson if the film's still so far away.
Yeah, but because they do expressly say her age in... which one is it? Winter Soldier, probably. I think they mention
I can't remember. Yeah,
but it's nowhere near 80.
Yeah. Anyway, so you place this late 90s after the events of Captain Marvel, which we know is going to feature some version of the Skrull invasion of Earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. She is already working for S.H.I.E.L.D. at that point, and she gets tasked to sneak into an Eastern European country who has been harboring Skrull corpses called Latveria, and you segued into a Doctor Doom thing.
Ooh.
But then where has Doom been for all the Avengers things?
No. That's why you put it in the 90s. Remember, Latveria is a fiercely isolationist nation. Like Wakanda. They could frame it as, for lack of a better term, evil Wakanda. They've just been cut off.
That's all pretty cool. Yeah?
Yeah.
Or maybe he gets shot into space. Jason, these are comic books.
They're movies, Dion.
These
What
are
do you
comic
think
book
this podcast
movies.
is about?
Compromise.
What I'm saying is...
This podcast is about compromise.
What I'm saying is that could be interesting to give her something to do in a newish location with, you know, a villain character, which is going to pop up eventually in the MCU.
He has to. He's their best villain.
Yeah, should the acquisition go through.
I really just want them to do like a Winter Soldier style spy suspense thriller with her. Like, just have her be badass, do cool shit, and be Black Widow.
Yeah, but that could be this. Only it's in like a Nazi castle.
Hooray! You've been playing Wolfenstein again, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Me too.
have you started on New Colossus?
I finished them.
It's good, isn't it?
Hey, you guys shut up. No spoilers. I haven't played it yet.
Okay, but can I just
say
how
amazing was the bit where you killed the Nazi?
Guys, I just asked you. Come on.
Okay, can I ask something without spoiling? So right before the final boss, right? That
there's a
cutscene.
final boss?
It's a first-person shooter, Jason.
Oh, and now you're telling me what kind of game it is. Jeez.
But how good is that cutscene with those two characters and the things that happen, where she does the thing?
Yes.
You know what I mean now.
Damn it!
Yeah,
really good. Yeah.
I was
damn it.
gonna high five Marcus here because that was fucking outstanding.
You know, New Colossus is on the January sale for the PS4, right? Now I have to go buy it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, do.
I
Or
actually- the
when
cool
you get
thing
your
was-
PC, you can buy the correct version.
The cool thing was, I can actually thank him indirectly because I was watching the Escape from Mount Backlog video about it when Martina walked in, and I was telling her how excited I am for the game. And then she ended up getting it for me. So
You have a great wife.
I do.
And a good taste in YouTube channels, my friend.
Shameless plugs.
Aimless.
Yeah.
Vertical
You
integration.
can always tell it's a shame. Like, even if he's still speaking about movies, if he goes into that Escape from Mount Backlog voice, you just know.
Oh, here it comes. Okay, so Black Widow movie.
Oh yeah, that's where we were. Nazis.
It's honestly probably the least like I would honestly be more excited for a not a Black Widow. Oh no, I ruined it. I would be more excited for a Hawkeye spin-off. And like that stuff that was sort of hinted at, you know, before, like him
with
just
the
his home life
two
and just
lives.
as like a normal
Double life.
yeah, ordinary like that.
What, like an old man Hawkeye type deal?
Maybe, or just Hawkeye, I guess, you know, like retired Hawkeye being sort of dragged back into stuff. But like I would love that. It's just Black Widow. I've just never been sold on the version in the MCU feels very like toned down. It feels very safe.
Yeah.
It's never felt like she's never felt dangerous or anything like that.
It's felt like it's always just felt like she's been there so that it's not all just white dudes on the team.
Yeah, it's just never felt good. Like I felt like she deserved better. Like she deserved.
Yeah, definitely.
She deserved to be more
She is
like
way cooler in
threatening
the
and
comics.
unpredictable and someone who's had like this like incredible training and all this incredible trauma. Not Jessica Jones, but like that level of like commitment to sort of realizing a character relative to their backstory.
Yeah.
I mean, she gives Punisher a run for his money in terms of just brutality sometimes. It's
That,
I mean,
that
can't-
animated Black Widow Punisher movie
Yeah.
is pretty damn cool.
Yeah. It's a anime. It's an actual anime. The Japanese studios that made the Marvel anime projects, they made a Black Widow Punisher cross, which is pretty good.
Wish you people could hear my expression right now.
It's actually a really good expression.
They also
and I'm
made
quite upset that you did do an expression rather than using voice.
Oh no!
they also did Iron Man: Rise of Technovore, which was also a pretty fun romp.
Yeah, it's
Oh
pretty
wow,
fun.
you guys need to recommend some of these for me. These sound cool.
Yeah, there aren't that many good Marvel animated things.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
which is specifically why I'm saying give me recommendations.
Yeah, Marvel is about as good with their animated things as DC is with their live action things.
Whoa! Yo, them some fighting words. That's vicious.
Have you seen the Marvel animated
Yeah, I
things?
know it's pretty bad.
Like,
Pretty bad.
Disney needs to step in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lionsgate was not the right company to stay that. Although I did find some joy in Hulk versus Thor, because that was just fun.
I preferred the Hulk vs. Wolverine segment of that.
Yeah, but that's just because Deadpool was in it for like 2 minutes.
Deadpool played by Nolan North.
Yeah, for all of 2 minutes.
All right. What else is on the news?
On the news, Gambit lost its director again.
What? Oh no, Gambit. It's like a friend of yours coming to you that sort of they've broken, like they're in an abusive relationship, and like every few months or 3 weeks they break up and they get back together, and then like, oh, you know, it's better this time, and then they come back to you 2 weeks later like, oh, we broke up, and you have to be like, oh no, really?
Oh, that's so bad.
It's so what? You two are perfect for each other.
But the thing is, I'm getting more disappointed as time goes on because I'm enjoying Channing Tatum more and more.
yeah.
So, like, I actually want this movie now. Whereas when it was first announced, I was like,
You were
yeah,
like,
Channing
eh.
Tatum, me.
Yeah, and then you saw like.
And then I saw
Golden-
Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I need this movie.
Yeah.
Jump Street films for me, but yeah.
Yeah, the Jump Street films,
And
like
Kingsman.
started me on that thing. Kingsman was like,
Kingsman
okay, yeah, this
Well,
is
well,
good.
the 5 minutes he was in that movie.
Yeah, it's fucking travesty. Like, he was the best character of that.
Right?
By far.
He was the best character, and they just like, no, you're frozen now for the whole movie.
But honestly,
Spoilers.
Logan Lucky is what nailed it down for me. Like, I am now massive Channing Tatum fan. Also, what solidified for me my respect for Driver's acting, Adam Driver.
Oh yeah.
Like, after Logan Lucky and Silence, anything Driver, I'm there.
But yeah, the latest I heard was, I know Gore Verbinski left the project, but they're still planning to start shooting in New Orleans in like March or something.
Wow. Maybe the CineBeards should throw their hat in the ring for directors.
Yeah, we just go in there, the three of us.
Yeah.
You're owned by Disney now. You like using undiscovered people.
Really undiscovered.
Really? Hey, we've got like 30 subscribers.
Imagine, like, if you have these people that were sort of had these sort of very small filmographies, and they were so much better than some other people. Imagine how much better we would be.
Right?
Exactly. It's the whole Logan small budget argument again.
Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously, the first thing I do is put Gambit in that ridiculous jumpsuit with the pink
Oh yes,
face.
and the
The
stupid head
weird,
thing,
the stupid
yeah.
head thing, and the trench coat.
Yes.
Because where else is he going to keep all those playing cards?
Exactly. And I also just kind of want to see Channing Tatum dressed like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Dion agrees.
Oh,
That's sad. No, I want the movie.
Yeah. I just want them to find a director that fits, that can actually make it happen.
who would you just off the top of your head?
What puzzles me is there are just so many directors,
Yeah.
and they just call Graham Hollywood and go, Graham,
Give us a director.
Yeah, who's the best person for this, or who are the 10 best people for this? Because I'm sure they exist. They've got to be out there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think they got to decide what kind of tone they want.
Yeah,
for it.
and that's the
then,
hard thing. Yeah.
And then it'll be easier to find the director.
Because I mean, maybe
think-
they want
I
to go
think give it
very
to-
toned, in which case, obviously, like Channing Tatum makes sense. But if you want to go sort of
speaking directors,
less
yeah.
toned, then you probably want to go maybe Vin Diesel between films. Yeah, you have to settle on these things ahead of time.
I want Gambit to be like a fun heist movie.
Yeah,
Because he's a thief. That's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
and he should probably do a card trick at some point.
Yes.
Maybe.
So, I don't know, Soderbergh, he just did Logan Lucky. He's probably looking for a new project. They didn't do Gambit.
I would actually be 100% behind that because he knows how to direct Tatum.
Yeah.
Hey.
Also, he has...
Graham.
Also, remember, he has dealt with
the
comic
phone.
book properties before. Do I need to mention Men in Black?
Yes.
Please do.
Please do.
Men in Black.
Thank
Oh, I remember.
you. Very kind of you.
He can do, like, action comedy. He knows how to direct a heist film. Like, and with Gambit being a thief and suave and hilarious at points, I think that could actually be a good fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does actually make sense. Like, Graham Hollywood, get on this shit.
Come on, Graham. Damn it.
Also, if he gets announced as a new director, we fucking called it.
We did.
It's unlikely seeing as Soderbergh's not big into making movies these days.
Does he like money?
Well,
He's gonna
of course, he's not an idiot.
He's gonna do a Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, I'm retired until my next film.
Well, he came out of retirement for Logan Lucky, so he might stay out of retirement to do Gambit.
No. He's retired until his next film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
And
it
then
works.
he'll go
like-
on hiatus
it's
from
like-
retirement.
it's like everyone-
He'll retire from retirement to make
It's
the
like,
film.
it's like everyone is immortal until they die.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis is retired until his next film.
I thought you were going to say Daniel Day-Lewis is immortal.
Probably.
Well, he has been immortalized in the films he's been in.
Just edit Marcus just out of the podcast. Just entirely. Like someone said, like there's just a silence, and then we go.
There's just this black square on the logo where he used to be.
Okay,
It's like an unlocked character with a question mark in it while we look for our new host. Or just a badly photoshopped image of Thomas.
Hey. Anyway.
So what's next on the news doc?
Yeah, what else is
next
there?
on the news docket, let me put it up again here.
It's probably the fact that the new Mutants has been pushed out release
Yeah,
date
I was gonna
wise.
say in the Fox wheelhouse, New Mutants been pushed back by about a year.
Which one is
and
that?
Deadpool
That's the horror.
Is that the
horror one?
That's the horror
That's a pity.
one. Yeah.
It is.
Any reason given?
They didn't want oversaturation of X-Men franchises.
Oh, so it's not like production.
No.
They are going to use the opportunity to reshoot a little bit and make it more horror
Yeah.
oriented.
Quote, we want to make it scarier.
Ooh, okay, no, that's fine. Take all the time you need, guys.
Yeah, like I'm a little disappointed, but the fact
Yeah.
that they've now given themselves a year to do that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want both Deadpool 2 and New Mutants on at the cinemas at the same time.
Well, that's the thing, is it would have been Deadpool 2, New Mutants, Solo, and Infinity War.
Yeah, exactly. But
All on at the same time.
but they've pushed Deadpool 2 forward the release date. It's
really to where?
May the 18th, 2 weeks before the opening of Solo.
isn't it 1 week before the opening here?
I'm not sure about him. I read the US article.
So that's between. So that's neatly between Infinity War and Solo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
That's
is not-
ballsy.
yeah, it is ballsy.
And I got goosebumps. It's just wow. That's
That,
gonna be.
that means if Black Panther's long enough legs, we can stay in the cinema all day just watching Black Panther, Deadpool 2, Infinity War, and Solo.
Wow.
That's a good day and a lot of popcorn. I'm gonna be so sick.
Hope you all heard that gesture I just made.
Yeah, the gesture of Dion exposing himself to us emotionally.
Yeah, it's a gesture.
So
of
scarier
charity.
New Mutants, good idea.
Yeah,
Very
I
good
am
idea.
very happy with Scarier New
Like
Mutants.
I think they were actually legitimately surprised about how well that trailer was received.
Yeah. No, that's unlike if they're gonna go more horror, more scary. Please, just do it.
Just do it. So, like,
Don't fucking half-ass it.
yeah.
Go all in.
Like, get some of the It guys to spitball some
I was
ideas.
actually just about to mention it. Like, I think that it making over $700 million can give them the confidence to know, like, hey,
Horror is back.
horror is back. Horror sells. Horror works.
I mean, I'm kind of
Don't cut
hoping,
corners.
like, I'm kind of hoping, and I know, this is just, one of those things again. I kind of hope that they also take this time, not only to make it scarier, but to do so without the restriction of a PG-13 rating. Like, I can understand completely why they would want to keep it PG for the mass market, the X-Men, like, consumer base, but like a R-rated horror movie featuring children just made how many millions of dollars?
700
at the box
plus.
office?
700 plus.
So I mean,
Yeah.
there's precedent to
Yeah,
make it
if,
R-rated.
if there's stuff that they were cutting back on to get the PG-13 rating, then I'd say
Like,
Yeah.
don't aim for
Yeah.
R-rated, but if it happens to end up being R-rated,
Exactly.
don't shoot yourself in the foot.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
and that's actually
don't force it. Just make it the
Make it
scariest
how you
movie
want to make it, and if it turns out to be R-rated, well,
Let it
it's
go.
been proven that that's going to make lots of money.
Yeah.
And it feels to me like the X-Men fan base, just because there hasn't been anything really... I mean, there've been some solid X-Men films, one or two good ones, a couple of bad ones. It's sort of been a mixed bag, but it doesn't
and like
feel
two
like...
legitimately great ones.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like... are you talking about First Class and Logan?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just checking.
No, I begrudgingly accept First Class as a great film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marcus hated it when it first came out.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
yes.
Marcus is a bit of an asshole. That's why we're photoshopping him out of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Edit the audio out.
In Photoshop. But yeah, but it doesn't feel to me like there's really been any reason other than someone like Wolverine, who's just like instantly recognizable. There's been nothing else about the X-Men to get a younger fan base excited about it. I feel like the majority of the X-Men's fan base are 18 plus.
Well,
they
yeah,
are-
but that's because Marvel stopped printing
No,
X-Men
but I mean-
comics when
Well,
they
but remember,
in
like-
fairness, I don't think
Yeah,
comics
it was-
are necessarily like a conduit.
I mean,
probably
the
the
fan-
90s
yeah, the-
cartoon.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like I was gonna say the last really exciting thing for children from the X-Men would have been, I suppose some might have got,
Wolverine and the
some
X-Men.
teens might have got into it because of Jennifer Lawrence and the Hunger Games, sort
Yeah.
of that pushing that idea of Mystique as Katniss. But other than that, like since the maybe the films, the early films, and the cartoon, there's not really been anything. So go R-rated.
Yeah.
It's not like the current Marvel films where everyone from small children to adults loves it.
And I mean, the Disney Channel is inundated with Marvel-themed cartoons as well. So
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
they're constantly feeding a younger audience with the idea of, well, you like these characters, this is exactly the way they are in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And PG-13 for that kind of thing is the absolute perfect rating because kids are gonna go see it.
Regardless.
But their parents have to take them.
Yes.
It's perfect. It's double the number of tickets sold. Guaranteed. It's great. But I think for something like New Mutants, Scarier, X-Men, I don't feel like kids are really being... Like, if you go to a
Especially
child and you
New
to ask them
Mutants,
about
'cause it's
Gambit
not-
or Cyclops, they're not really going to know necessarily.
And also, New Mutants isn't like mainline X-Men.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, you ask every child out there, they're like, oh, I love the New Mutants.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
was a fringe spin-off that launched in like the mid-90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think they can afford the R rating there.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of synergy between Disney and Marvel and the comics and the TV shows and everything, they just relaunched Valkyrie in the comics universe
Yeah?
based off Tessa Thompson's portrayal
Hooray!
in Thor Ragnarok.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So she is now legitimately canon Valkyrie.
Yeah, and also Canon Valkyrie.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's got guns.
Ayo.
And also that big gun.
Yeah, that really big
That really big
cannon-like gun.
Yes.
I think it's called a cannon.
No, it was some sort of Gatling gun, but futuristic, like a sci-fi Gatling gun.
A laser Gatling gun.
Huh? Explain?
I don't understand. Lasers
Yeah.
in sci-fi.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a hot new idea.
It won't catch on.
I don't know.
I don't know. What, the things that they use to like scan prices at the checkout counter?
No. That's not a laser. That's actually an infrared light beam.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite a laser.
All right.
Yeah. If you're thinking lasers, you're thinking more.
Oh, those things
Yeah,
that
yeah,
cats
those-
chase
I-
around.
yeah. Yes,
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know.
yes.
Like,
What, so they-
trying to get lasers to take off in sci-fi, it's like kind of
That's a losing
trying
battle.
to get cocaine to take off in Hollywood. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, no, those people are all... Haven't you seen the speeches they give? They're all very responsible.
Okay, fine. I'll stop trying to force lasers into sci-fi.
Thanks, Marcus.
I'd prefer if you stop trying to force lasers into other things too.
It's so uncomfortable.
Is there any more news to discuss?
Sticking with comic books and things like that, I don't know if you guys ever read, I think it was Valiant Comics?
No.
I'm familiar with the name.
Well-
They were independent, and then they were bought over by DC at some point in the 70s.
Oh, so Sony has the movie rights to them at the moment,
Yeah?
and they are making a Bloodshot movie featuring Vin Diesel as the titular Bloodshot.
Oh, I'm not thinking of Valiant. I'm thinking of Charleston.
Charleston Chews.
No.
Oh, should we be... Tell me how to feel about this news.
Yeah. What are the Valiant comics? Because
What
I
are-
obviously
who is
was
Bloodshot?
wrong.
Valiant Comics are more violent than the mainstream comics.
Okay, good. That's a good checkbox.
So
yeah.
are we
And
talking
lot
are we
cheesier.
talking Vertigo blood or Vertigo violent, or are we talking Millar World violent? I'm putting you on the spot now.
I don't think it's as well. It depends because Vertigo kind of like wavers with its violence. Like you get like regular everyday violence, and then you get the weird
Constantine
crossed
Bloodbath.
kind of violence, which makes me ill.
Yeah.
So it kind of falls somewhere in that spectrum,
All right, but more violent. That's good.
and it's super cheesy, which Vin Diesel lends himself well to.
Yeah. Phew. Any other details on it? Directed, attached, writers?
Nothing so
They're
far.
just making it. Sony, I gotta say, Sony without a babysitter makes me a bit nervous.
Yeah, I'm so nervous for Venom, to be honest.
Can we talk about that now? Because
Yeah,
like
let's-
Valiant Comics, I don't actually know anything about that. Apologies to the creative team behind that line.
They're all
I'll
dead.
check it out at some point. But yeah, I saw a thing. So apparently the movie is being based on Lethal Protector Venom, which is Venom as a good guy. Did you see
Fucking
that?
knew they were gonna do that.
Did you see that? It's on Twitter. Sony put out a little video. Tom Hardy comes out and he's like, yeah, and the director, and they're like Lethal Protective Venom and Planet Symbiote or something like that. So it's a space invasion. Venom's a good guy type of movie thing.
Oh man, that's like the most boring Venom. That's the most boring Venom.
It's the most marketable Venom. He's anti-hero.
You're the most marketable Venom.
Yeah.
I wish I was. Look, I still maintain, if they made this movie 10 years ago, they should have just cast Brock Lesnar as Eddie Brock. Stunt casting, because he fucking looks like Eddie Brock.
He does.
And now he just looks like an older Eddie Brock. But still, like, here's the thing about Venom.
Well, Tom Hardy looks like an older Tom Hardy now.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Venom. He's never worked as a standalone character. The Marvel comics have shown this time and time again. Like, he has to bounce off of some kind of thing or some other character.
Trampoline.
Like a trampoline, or they just attach the Venom symbiote to something else. Like in the most recent one, they're fucking attaching the Venom symbiote to Thanos.
Jesus.
Just the Venom one. No, none of the symbiotes.
No, just the Venom one.
Okay.
Like, and then apparently, I haven't read much into it, but, you know, I can assume that he's going to rally the other symbiotes and his Black Order and everyone's going to get a symbiote, and then it's like Infinity Venom type event thing. Venom happens is when you run out of ideas in the 90s. That's what Venom was.
How do they manage to take something that cool and make it not exciting?
Simple. Sony's making it.
Ah.
And it's not even like Spider-Man Homecoming where Marvel pretends to let Sony think that they're making
Yeah,
it.
no, that's what I say. Sony
Like,
without a babysitter worries me.
Like, honestly though, what happened? Spider-Man 2 and the original Spider-Man were fucking outstanding.
Because
they're two of the best comic book movies that have ever been made.
Because they didn't know they were going to make a butt ton of money, so they just let Sam Raimi do whatever the hell he wanted.
That's the
Yeah.
thing is, if you've got an auteur and they know what they're doing and you give them enough time and you basically just let them do what they do best,
And if
you're going to get...
and if their vision is in line with what you want to do, with the material that they're using.
Yeah, and if you give them the space, they're going to do what they do best, and you'll have a good product. I mean, that's one of the reasons that number 3 wasn't that good, and the reason that he didn't do number 4 was that they started cutting back on time, started making more demands, wanted faster turnarounds, and yeah.
They fought that, like, the studio famously
Interfere.
forced Venom into the story
Yeah.
when he didn't want Venom.
Yeah.
He wanted it to be Sandman and the Vulture, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is correct. And then, like, he was forced to push Vulture to number 4, but
Yeah.
that never really happened. I believe they even had Malkovich cast already.
I believe so, yeah, if I
Oh.
remember those old reports. I'll wait until I see a trailer for Venom, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll wait until I see.
Does it have a release date?
Late October
Yeah.
Of this year.
of this year.
Okay, so we won't have to wait too long.
Nope.
If only we had a bunch of stuff to tide us over until then.
Yeah.
There's nothing coming out this year.
Jason, you idiot! There's so much coming out this year.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a new...
If
like
only there was some kind of podcast to tell us what to look forward to in the year 2018 in movies.
Well, we could just hope.
Join us next week.
Any other news?
No, that does it from my side. I don't know if
Well-
you guys
Well, I
spied
have one.
anything.
Yeah, I did spy something. The fact that Black Panther has the most pre-booked tickets of
damn.
every Marvel. Any
Oh,
Marvel
about
movie.
that.
most day one pre-sales.
Yeah,
Yes.
Of
like
AMC.
actors in the movie couldn't
Yeah.
get tickets
Yeah,
to the movie.
yeah. It was like I was because I follow Lupita Nyong'o
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't get tickets to watch my own damn movie.
That's amazing. I'm very happy though. It's long overdue, and it just looks like they've done so far. Don't want to jinx it, but it just looks like they've done everything right. They've taken the right approach, right director, right soundtrack, right cast.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
we'll see how
Ryan
it all
Coogler
comes
is
together.
a hell of a director.
Yep.
I mean, I am legitimately bummed that he's not directing Creed 2, which is also coming out
And they've been
soonish.
so just the focus of how they've marketed it.
Yeah.
Like just how the trailers, everything has its own feel, its own aesthetic. It's still really slick, but it's its own thing. It's got a certain swagger to it, and it feels really good. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Like, my wife is legitimately more excited for Black Panther
Don't
than
say
she
it.
is for Infinity
Don't say
War.
it. I have to go argue with her now. Nah, I'm kidding. Black Panther's so fucking hype.
Right? It is like the most hype. And who would, like...
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? It's Black Panther. He's always been a B-tier comics character. You know, he's always been part of a team and sort of mentioned, except for that time that he married Storm in the comics.
Hey, and now that can actually happen.
I hope
I
it
didn't
doesn't.
even.
No, but it could.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that could
No,
happen.
that was
now.
literally the first thing Martina said when I told her about the potential Fox Disney deal. Was like, oh, okay, so Black Panther can marry Storm.
I guess that wraps up the news then.
Well, no, one more thing that I remembered, and that is Stallone has confirmed Expendables 4.
If Expendables 4, which judging from interviews is the case, has learned from Expendables 3, they acknowledged they made mistakes, they went about it the wrong way. Because Expendables 3 was precisely the wrong way around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
number
was
2 was
new.
great.
Yeah, number 2 I stand by as one of my all-time favorite films. Like, it's just so incredibly enjoyable. Number 1 was a letdown for me, except for the ending. It felt too self-serious. It felt too like Stallone was trying to win an Oscar, but with completely the wrong vehicle.
Was it number 2 where Jason Statham was waiting in a church?
Yes,
Yes.
it was. Yes, it was. And
It's also the one with the Governator in it.
yeah. Well, I think he was in the first one as well.
No, he famously wasn't in the first one.
I just love the idea that in the middle of the
Oh,
battle,
you're right. Yeah.
Jason Statham goes into a church, gets all dressed up, waits there for the bad guys to come in, just so he can deliver the line, "I now pronounce you man and knife."
Now I want to watch Expendables 2 again.
I'm going to. I've got the fucking Blu-ray. I'm going to go watch it again. What I loved about that was number 1 felt to me like a little bit of a letdown. Like, as I say, too self-serious, all that stuff, and then it got really cool at the end.
Yeah.
And this movie started with that energy.
Yeah.
That crazy. And I think with number 3, the mistake that they made was that they tried to appeal to a younger crowd, and it became this whole thing about where
new guy.
Yeah, like the new guys with technology were winning out over.
Yeah,
the
and
old
nobody
people.
misses the
fucking
point.
cared.
And no, but that's the thing is like the whole point of these movies is supposed to be these dinosaurs
Yeah.
looking at young guys going, oh, these kids and their computers, and then smashing the computers,
Yeah.
breaking the drones in their bare hands,
Yeah.
and running out with dual-wielded
it's supposed
assault
to have,
rifles.
like, no realism in it whatsoever.
And like, don't like say like, oh, he's using these old school tactics, so let's get some young kids in with drones. Like, fuck that. They're supposed to take like a hacker or a computer guy, and they're just supposed to break him over their
if you're
knee
gonna put a
and
drone
leave him
into
there.
the Expendables, use that drone to just drop the Expendables onto people.
Yes, yes, literally carry Stallone over the battlefield and then drop him onto someone, and he breaks their neck as he like. That's what you do. You don't, but I think judging from interviews about it, it feels like they knew that was a mistake.
Yeah.
And I really, and also the rating went down to I think also like a PG-13.
It
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
The third one did have a PG-13.
Which is ridiculous. So I'm excited for number 4 just because number 2 is so great.
Yeah, can I make one request of the filmmakers, though? Because
Yes.
I know they're listening, because our podcast is super famous.
Obviously.
Reinstitute real squibs, please. I don't like digital squibs in my action movies. I prefer...
Oh yeah,
the real
oh,
McCoy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, give me real blood squibs. Come on, guys.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't take a vehicle like the Expendables and try and make it modern and sexy.
Exactly.
No, because it's supposed to be a love letter to the old things.
It's a
Exactly.
love letter to the old
And
things.
by the old
It's-
things, I mean the actors.
yeah, but it's hey, those guys will still crush us with
Yeah.
their bare hands. Like
Of
literally,
course, but they're not here.
you're so old. Run
I'll
away.
just use my technology and drones.
I
So,
want Jason Statham to take a drone, rip off the blades, and replace them with knives, and then fly into an enemy.
That is Expendables.
Yes.
That is Expendables.
Or don't even replace them as knives. It's just him holding knives out of the side, spinning really quickly.
It's like he does the knife thing,
Yeah.
and he's like, "That's pretty cool," and then he's like, "But this middle bit is sort of redundant."
Yeah.
That's what hands are for. It's supposed to be a celebration of those actors, and the thing that I liked about number 2 was watching them have fun.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the actors having a great time, delivering terrible lines, delivering each other's catchphrases.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
You've been back enough.
Enough.
I'll be back. Like, that's something that gets thrown around in a writer's room as a joke. Like,
Yeah.
lol, like, and then it just gets studiously written down. Like, yes, that's in the film.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yeah,
So, yeah.
no, I'm definitely watching that again this week.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna fucking watch that now. I'm gonna go sit and watch that with some crabbies.
Oh, crabbies. That's gonna do it for the news this week. Recommendations. For me, on the cinema at the moment, a fun little action movie, revenge film featuring Jackie Chan, The Foreigner. It's not gonna blow your mind, but it's fun. It's fun. Dion? DVD.
Oh, my recommendation for DVD and Blu-ray, there was a small independent film released last year called IT.
About
some kids.
By
kids.
Stephen King.
Stephen King, about some children clowning around, making little boats, that sort of thing. It's apparently got like a little bit of an edge to it, be a little creepy. But that's my recommendation. It was really good. It also made some money.
The wife and I finally watched it now that it was on home release.
Watch
Oh,
what?
yeah?
It.
What?
We watched it.
You
and
watched
Stranger Things. But we also watched it.
Yeah, you watched it, and then you
Yeah.
listened to The Who?
Yes.
It was a fucking
Exactly.
confusing
And-
thing.
And we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, you better have.
No, we thoroughly enjoyed it.
What? Listening to The Who?
Yes.
And then you watched a concert of the band,
Yes.
and then you watched it.
Yeah, and then I watched it. I watched it too.
You watched it.
Yeah. No, wait, it too hasn't come out yet. What?
Well, you watched it, and I watched it too.
Yes.
I also watched it.
You
How
ruined it.
long are we going to keep this joke going?
Joke? I'm just fucking confused. All right.
Marcus, streaming.
Streaming right now on Netflix. It popped up earlier this week. There's a film by a Japanese filmmaker, Takashi Miike. Now, he is basically the king of gore. Like, he's made close to 100 gore movies. He made Machine Girl, and he was...
Yeah.
He
Continue.
He also contributed heavily to Battle Royale, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Are
And-
these all films just detailing the life of Al Gore?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Battle Royale was the best Al Gore movie.
It's just so good.
It's just him literally fighting global warming.
On Netflix now is his latest film, Blade of the Immortal. Which...
Just that title just...
So it's a good title.
just
It's... Fun fact, it's his 100th film he's directed.
Wow. Lazy.
Yeah, right. Really lazy. And it's about a samurai who cannot die. That's as much of the plot as I can give away.
It's based on a manga.
It is based on a manga.
Called The Highlander. And
Basically,
stars
yes.
Christopher Lambert.
Yeah, but it's basically like Japanese Highlander. Like, when you watch the trailer, there are some funny scenes where his arm will get lopped off and he'll just stick it back. Like
Tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah, he is the Black Knight from Monty Python, effectively.
It sounds like he's the Black Knight from Monty Python crossed with Deadpool.
Yes.
Crossed with The Highlander.
Samurai
and then
Death-
just cross
Look,
in
I-
general.
there's no real way to describe it except go watch it. It's a hell of a fun film.
Where do you say that? That Netflix?
Netflix.
Alright, cool.
Blade of the Immortal.
Manga's
Streaming
not
now.
bad, so I'm keen to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then, plugs. Dion, first plug of the year.
You can catch me on Twitter, where I promise not to tweet at you very often, if at all, at Dion van Heerden 1.
Marcus.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Fantastic. You can find my YouTube channel, Escape from Mount Backlog, on this little video streaming site called YouTube. It's
They're
a
really
newish
doing
site.
well for themselves. though.
It's such a news site, and it's already picking up so much steam. You know, so that's a good thing.
Unlike Steam.
Unlike
it seems
Steam.
to be losing Steam.
Yeah. Well, no.
Maybe it's got a loose valve somewhere.
You'd think that, but they just posted the
I'm
highest
not above
concurrent
throwing
users.
this coffee mug at you.
Anyway, catch my YouTube channel. I play some video games. And this week, because this is going out this week. Yes, that's how I'll say that.
Yeah.
Because this is coming out this week, Wednesday, you can catch the start of the new multiplayer game.
That's tomorrow.
In the future.
In the future, where every day is tomorrow.
In the future, where every day is tomorrow, you will find us playing Crusader Kings 2 with a bunch of friends, and it's going to be fun. Also, new videos every Friday. Synthwave month is still going, and yeah, that should be fun. Go.
Because you're simply the best.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not even plugs. That's it. We're done. Goodbye. Crabbies.